Okay. The first time I met Jay Dillinger, I was living with some people at Hawthorne and Orange in Hollywood, California, and somebody was knocking on the door. I opened up the door, and here was this guy that had he's like really skinny, and he had a really big gut, and he was wearing a leather jacket, and he had a bottle of Jack Daniels with him, and I think a package of liverwurst, and he was pretty scary. He had a black eyeliner on, and he had I'm not sure if he had sharpened his canines, but I remember he had really sharp teeth, like a vampire or something. He was a really interesting guy, but that was okay, you know. Like, I just thought he was kind of a Hollywood weirdo, and you know, he was starting a band with Brian Butler, and actually the stuff that they came out with was pretty interesting. It was really good heavy metal stuff. It definitely had a very evil vibe to it. When I heard it really put the fear into me. Really did something. I think it's probably an influence on what I'm doing right now. But later on, he really scared the shit out of me.
How did he do that?
Well, one of my roommates was possibly using methamphetamine, or definitely using methamphetamines and other drugs. But I could see that Jay had a huge influence on this guy, and to the point of, you know, the guy's personality really changed, you know, when he was around Jay, and he seemed to be inclined to do just about anything Jay asked him to, pretty much. You know, like I remember Jay had like a harem of chicks. There were these street chicks. She's just nasty girls, and I don't know if he was pimping them out or what, but he was, you know, I remember something about him. I don't know, but this cat that we were that was living with me, one night he had an episode, I guess is what you would call it, and he came screaming out of his closet. And we were all just like sitting. Me and Jay and Brian were sitting in the living room, and this guy he seemed to be really. I mean, he was. I've never felt a presence like the presence I felt that night. You know, like if there's such a thing as possession, that was what indeed was going on there. He was definitely possessed by some other entity. It was not the cat that I knew anyway, and he was yelling at all of us to do certain things, and some guys were doing. It was really weird, but it ended up he took out a piece of paper and told everybody to sign their names in blood on this piece of paper, and told Jay and Brian and myself that if we signed our names to this piece of paper, we would have everything that we wanted, and that he would have that he would have our souls, you know. Or anyway, that's what I got out of it. He passed the paper to Brian, who thought it was, I don't know if he thought it was funny or what, but he signed his name, and I remember Jay saying, "This is our chance. This is our chance. This is going to be it. This is going to be it." And he passed the paper to Jay. Jay signed it, and he wanted me to sign it, and I said no. And he looked at me, and I've never seen anybody nobody's looked at me like that ever, you know, since that time. And he told me that to sign it. I said no, and he said, "I'll deal with you later." After that, he had a complete nervous breakdown, and I think his father flew out from Boston and took him to some sort. I don't know if they took him to an institution or what, but his dad came and got him, and that was that. That was probably the worst experience that I had with Jay. Yeah.
Would you say that Jay was truly evil? What made him have this vibe?
I don't know. I don't know. Jay lived a very evil lifestyle. He was definitely a free spirit. Definitely. I don't know if you know, like he was like, I don't know. He exuded a presence that I've never felt before, and it was a very evil presence, and he seemed to have control over people. He seemed to naturally be able to manipulate people and control them with a very little exertion of any kind of force on his part.
Did you learn anything from him?
I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Jay. Basically, just being around him has it's still a huge influence on me. I have nightmares about Jay. I have nightmares about people that there was this one chick named Wolf Chick, and she was like this fat street chick. And ever since my experiences with Jay, I've had nightmares about her where she's a vampire and she's attacking me at night. And I'm not sure what kind of a phenomena that is, but it's the only recurring dream that I remember ever having in my life.
And do you remember the last time you saw Jay?
The last time I saw Jay. The last time I saw Jay, he was walking down Hollywood Boulevard in a pair of cowboy boots. He had his pants tucked into his boots. He was wearing his typical attire, which was stonewashed blue denim tucked inside the snakeskin cowboy boots, and a black leather jacket with no shirt.
And you think, was he a student of Aleister Crowley? What kind of occult practices?
He seemed to be he had acquired just about every magical text that I personally had heard of. You know, aside from, I don't even know what he had at the house. They had all kinds of stuff at the apartment. They had the entire hardback version volumes of the Equinox. So yeah, I would definitely say that he was into Crowley. There were all kinds of books there, a lot of Marquis de Sade stuff, which I know is, that's not really occult stuff, but he just had all kinds of stuff.
How did he acquire all this stuff, not working or living anywhere really?
He had these girls that like I said, he had a power over people that he was able to manipulate and control them, and he was able to acquire things through people. They were really weird people, scary people. I know.
Can you think of any? Oh, what would he used to shoplift at Ralph's?
Yeah, he used to shoplift. He would get Jack Daniels or some other type of bourbon whiskey. He was always drinking bourbon whiskey and using a lot of speed. And he would always. I remember he typically would shoplift liverwurst and eat that. Just open it up.
And what sort of things would he talk about usually?
Evil, Satan. Forming this band that was going to take over.
Do you remember any specific phrases that he said, or?
I remember that they would be sitting around the house, and he would come up with an idea, and he would say something like, "Brian, get your guitar. I have an idea." And Brian would go get his guitar, and they would work on a riff or an idea. There was definitely a genius to it.